Chapter 3 The Thorn.
You're on a path in the woods. I can't believe she actually stabbed us. I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
We can hear wind. Oh, I love it. It almost sounds like waves. Or fire.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
Voice of the opportunist, indeed.
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything.
Sorry, you're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future.
Ho, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more. Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper. I like journeys. Travelling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to?
Where is the voice of the narrator? Was the voice of the narrator our insecurity or our fear?
Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love. She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death.
You hear what you sound like? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. Wow.
Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. So maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
Whisking her away.
Oh, are you now? Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually.
Twice? What do you mean twice? We've died like a million times. I'm exaggerating, yes, I know.
Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
This place is different. It keeps changing. We're going to free her. We're even now. I'm sure she understands that. But we can see what she has to say for herself when we get to the cabin. I hope you don't think I'm planning on freeing her after she stabbed me in the heart. Screw the cabin. What happens if we just leave? You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through. Proceed to the cabin. Silently proceed to the cabin. I'm done with this. Bye. Turn around and leave. I'm gonna ask this. You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice.
Twice?
So you knew this could happen? Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
You were supposed to be the first. The first what? The first one to slay her?
I don't care about where we came from, and I don't care to discuss the theory of anything. I yearn only to bring her freedom. I'm here to feel, not to think. Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure. It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already. I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
How many times in the history of the universe that has helped? Think happy thoughts. We're not going to be able to deal with difficult thoughts just by avoiding them. I mean, that's one way to try to do that, but that ain't gonna work in the long run. We gotta sit with our emotions, name them, and understand why they are there. This place is different, it keeps changing. Let's say this aloud.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading.
Wait, that's true. I didn't think of that. But if this truly is a world, then there is barely a path here anymore, and the trees do not have leaves. There isn't grass around us, everything looks bare. The sky is still there, but have we done this? I wonder if any of this is actually real.
Someone's in the know. I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her. You don't have to worry about me. My head's always empty. Except for thoughts of her.
I'm not gonna say to the narrator that we're going to free her. I'm gonna choose the neutral option. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through and proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point.
Now we clearly see the changes in this terrain. Last time she was imprisoned inside this root cavern thing, so now we see these spiky roots protruding from the soil as well, from the ground. The path is barely there. And it seems almost like this would be obstructing our way, obstructing the path. The trees have lost all their leaves, they look like they are dying. But the cabin is still there.
I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
This is almost romantic. Look at all these red flowers. Outside it's all vines, I guess, or roots, whatever you want to call these spiky things. Outside it's all them and spikes, and inside it's beautiful blooming flowers and a mirror. All other structures are gone, the blade is gone, the windows are gone, the cabin is gone. There's just sky, some fragments of the cabin, and these flowers, which they remind me of poppies, which is actually a poisonous flower, I guess.
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
Yes, she can.
Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We have already shown her our heart. Now she has to show us hers.
Maybe she's already showing us hers.
Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Explore? How do we even get down there? The only thing I see is the mirror. Approach the mirror. I wanna choose the first option for now.
You're right, the mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go, but there isn't a mirror.
I mean, there is. Now you gotta admit it, it's there.
I still don't get his angle here. Either way, I say we take a look. It feels like it's been forever since we've actually seen ourselves. For all we know, our feathers are all out of place, and that's why we haven't yet won her heart. We must put our best face forward. Yeah, we can't go around looking disheveled. A real go-getter takes care of his appearance. So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
So maybe the mirror represents a possibility that this version of the narrator is not able to see. Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
The mirror is much thinner this time.
It went away when we touched it last time.
Our only option is to wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough. Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Enter the basement, I guess?
You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you.
Pristine cut thorns all over this place. Not just roots, but roots with thorns, vines with thorns.
Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
Or protecting herself?
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to figure out a way out of here for good. I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here. We are part of a play. I still think about that. I want to free you, I mean it. I just want to talk. Really talk. Proceed down the stairs. I don't want to figure out a way out of here for myself. I want to figure out a way out of here for both of us.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Do you want me to come down and talk? Well, I guess she gave us an invitation. Proceed down the stairs.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation.
Oh my goodness. A fate I would not wish upon anyone. I pressed the wrong mouse button and I stopped the dialogue option. I'm sorry, I'm gonna read it for you. So the narrator says, at the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody trembling hands, clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
No. I'm here to get both of us out of here. Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What did you think would happen after you killed me? Did you think I wouldn't hold it against you? I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you if you'll let me. I can cut you free, but you have to give me the blade. In the beginning of this game, she said it's all about trust. So she would need to trust us to give her the blade. Reach for the blade. You're in a prison of your own making. I broke our cycle of violence. If you still want to wallow in it, be my guest. Turn and leave. I guess I don't have anything left to say to you. Turn around and leave. Fine. If you're going to be like that, I'm going to leave. Have a nice life. She looks so broken and so hurting. And now her crown is made of these spiky vines. They are harming her all over. I'm gonna choose this. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
Yes, you said it yourself in the first run. In the end, it's all about trust. You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind? Reach for the blade. This we read. I'm gonna choose the first option. You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
And you've hurt me. But we can choose something else now. We can choose to do better together.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
I think this is true. She's kind of in a prison of her own making, maybe. I'm not sure. But I don't like the end part of this sentence. If you want to wallow in it, be my guest. No, nothing like that. There's no need to be sarcastic or mean here. I mean, my first instinct is just to ask for the blade in order to cut her free, but she might actually think that I'm here to hurt her. I think she has already changed her mind. I'm so nervous I will make the wrong choice.
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
She's right, there's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own. We don't need words to send a message. It is through action that we can show her our adoration, our devotion, our kindness.
Then maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action. Reach for the blade. I'm gonna choose the first option. I'm not gonna just ask for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers.
Okay, that seems like a gentle gesture. Maybe this is gonna work out.
For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort.
All her movements must hurt really bad. I don't know what she even is. She bleeds, but she didn't make a sound when she bit off her own hand.
But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon.
She looks so beautiful.
You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms. She trusts us! She trusts us! Doesn't that set your heart a-flutter? Yeah, a little. It could just be nerves. Being this close to her does bring back unpleasant memories, but I don't know, it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Like we're special to her. We are special to have gained an ounce of trust from a maiden so guarded. Now all that remains is to free her from her bindings. Yeah, let's do it. Let's show her how much both of us have changed. Or, hear me out, we slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance. That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him. I see that the lines have been drawn. It's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 2. You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Cut her free, slay the princess. I just wanted my blade back. You're on your own. Turn and leave. I'm gonna cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Let him join us and be merry. We are all united by our passion.
Oh, lordy.
That's right. What he said. We've already given him a chance at redemption. And who says I don't deserve another? I really mean it this time. I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong. So I want to help you all free her. And I have no problem with that. Welcome to the team. You're one of us now. One of the good guys.
I still don't know if we are the good guys or not. And I guess that is the best part of this game. Morality is kind of grey here. It is not clear what are the good actions and what are not.
You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm.
Look at all these spikes, all these thorns.
And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
So these thorns, these vines, they are bleeding just like she is.
Such a pathetic attempt at distraction and subterfuge. Our blade is a dashing sword, and every dashing sword is an extension of its hero. It won't slip. You're right. He can't even make it slip, can he? He's a bit of a nobody. Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You've told that before. What do we see? We are trying to hold her up. She's bruised. The thorns are harming us as well. The thorns are similarly colored as our skin is. She looks exhausted.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
Do you see the way she's looking at us? Kiss her. Kiss her now before the moment ends.
What the frick is wrong with you? We do not expect that kind of things back of her. You're implying that the only reason we are doing something good for another person is in order to expect something physical back from her. That is not gonna happen. I mean, what kind of fricked up world would that be if we would only do good things so that we expect to get something out of it? What the frick? I'm so upset that I'm not forming proper sentences in English. But you get my point. Just really hate the people who put us here. Kiss her, remain silent. I don't want to talk about hate. I don't want to kiss her. I don't think it's a situation of course I did. Because there was a lot of tension between us, so I'm gonna remain silent.
Her hand slips into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
Oh, let's go.
Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out.
Frick you. I know I'm taking these text boxes or text away a lot, but it's simply because I want to see all the details. Can you see up there? No! Why is my cursor red? Am I still holding the blade? No, why is my cursor looking like this? No, I was just about to point out that we can see a tiny bit of the night sky, tiny bit of freedom there. No, I don't want to harm her.
Please, after all the trials we've been through, do you really think a few measly thorns can stop us? Love is an even more powerful weapon than our blade. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes.
No.
I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Cut into the thorns. Step into the thorns. The thorns bled when I cut them. But will I die if I step into them? I'm gonna cut into the thorns.
As you swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield.
Yes! Yes, let's do this, let's go!
Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this?
If by the world you mean yourself, consisting of fears and doubts and prejudices, then I think it's good that the world will end.
Your nightmare is our dream. Whatever world would condemn an innocent like her to a cycle of violence and despair isn't a world worth saving. We'll weave something new together. Something better. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance.
She looks so hopeful.
We've already made our decision.
Let's go.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
In the end, it's all about trust. Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
She looks so happy.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
Maybe there's nothing left. Maybe we actually made the world end. And that's why it's so cold. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
They always panic before the final mirror shows up. They are afraid because they know something that will maybe finally be revealed to us now. I don't know, these are just my gut feelings. These options we have read, let's approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Because maybe it is this time.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and
preen for a while. That can't hurt, right? If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. I love that one of our reactions is to preen ourselves. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. So is this a crow or a raven? Some sort of bird for sure. What are these kind of birds? They collect shiny objects, they make nests. What is their world constructed from? Why bird? Bird is thematically usually something that can travel, at least in Finnish mythology. They probably are not using it here, but in Finnish mythology they can travel between the world of the living and the world of the dead. A figure faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. We are nothing, but we are a bird. But it doesn't look like a normal bird. It does look like it has sharp teeth. Explore. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Well, I have ideas of what you are. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Two are not in, 7 pieces or something. If the glass is splitting in two, does that mean the narrator is another part of our personality, or does it mean that the princess is another part of our personality? And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So another and another, these are bird eyes that are watching us, and we do see some teeth here as well. What else do we see? This is the background, and these are the shards. This is the broken mirror. These are bits and parts of ourselves. How was it? Fragmented lights in an empty city or something like that. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the right sentence. But take a look at our cursor. It's now a raven's head, I guess. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Oh damn, if that is the narrator, then we have indeed broken him into many, many pieces. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me, or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I've met you many times. Have you been the same you? Have you been the same you all along? Explore? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is this place? Where are we? Destroy the mirror. So many things I want to ask. Let's ask, are you a part of me or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, All the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
All the versions of me have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
So we have only a specific amount of questions we can ask. I wonder how many questions we still have left. I want to ask this next. Others like you, you've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Okay, so maybe like 4 questions or something still left. And now we have feathers here. Interesting. The eye is so beautiful. I don't really trust our narrator, but I have no need of harming anyone. I think I'm not gonna say this. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris? After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
You said she contains death. What is she? I mean, all of us contain death. We are walking towards our deaths every single moment. Why is she different?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
So she's time and change. What are you, an echo of fear? I do not know. I'm just trying to understand. Transformation, change, and time. Her nature, well, change is constant, is why I had to die. We all have to die because of time. We don't have time endlessly, and when we die, it feels to us like the world will end. To us, our world is going to end. You get my point. I am at least hoping so. If I destroy her, won't I be alone? If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existent any better than death? Or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse. I actually kind of agree with this. Why couldn't you have told me all of this from the start? I would have helped you destroy her. If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, I can't just will her into something small. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? If you made me, then what am I? Good question. If she's time or change, and the narrator made us and calls themselves an echo, then what are we? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? How did you die? Why did you make her a princess? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? And what is my true identity? Why would you want to rid the world of death? Well, I guess death holds inside it the capacity to change. Like matter changes its form, but if her nature is why you had to die, then she represents time or change, probably. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually, important even. Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. Destroy the mirror. Let's ask this.
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
As a player, I think I can, after my experience with cancer. But as a character, our narrator is making assumptions about us again. You can fear something deeply, it can feel horrifying, and still you can understand that thing that you fear is a necessary part of life, necessary part of the fabric of everything. I only have like 3 questions left, maybe. I'm gonna ask this.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either.
When you broke the cycle, so if she's unleashed, if she's freed, then time will move again. Change will continue, and yes, eventually at some point, maybe after millions of years, the world will end. Is that it?
Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
You clearly do not want to leave, and it is very understandable. You're delusional. This is an interesting option as well. Let's ask, how did you die?
I killed myself. It had to be done, really. None of this would have worked if I was still alive. Nobody living could know about her.
So indeed, bird, a symbol of something that can travel between the world of the living and the world of the dead. I need to know, if you made me, then what am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Long quiet. Part of me wants to say this. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy. I'm going to destroy her. I think you're out of time. That was a new option as well. Rest easy. I'm going to destroy her. Lie. I don't feel comfortable lying either. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this. Say nothing and watch him end. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie to the narrator. Maybe they haven't always treated us with respect or with kindness, but we can choose how we act. We can choose our actions, and I'm gonna do my best to at least try to treat them with dignity if this truly is their end, and not some sort of weird game of manipulation.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. So she is part of us. If things are not right for everyone and things are not right for us, wasn't that what one of our voices said? Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Because we've found ourselves. Damn.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
So what do we see? These almost look like people. She has many different faces with different facial expressions. Many hands, some of them are peaceful, relaxed, almost welcoming, and some of them are clenched, like ready to fight. And then we have all these versions of her that are part of the whole, forming the dress, or what used to be a dress. All pieces of her connected to each other, but all of them also fragments of her, different versions of the story, maybe. But now, do you see our cursor? It is shaped like Raven's head, so maybe now we look like the narrator, because it's not shaped like claws anymore.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? And the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means. What happens now? I would like to say something kind back at her, but I think our situation is a bit complicated. Let's ask, does she know about the echo? Did she hear about our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Let's say this, I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Shifting Mound. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
I knew it, yes. I was like, I thought that I didn't think she's death.
So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. Slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. gonna choose this option. I think it's time for us to leave this place.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
The final piece lies with you. Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. Freak, I knew it! I knew it! I knew it from... Oh, yeah! Yes! What a feeling of victory! I'm sorry, I'm breaking the immersion here. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
This is a love story. Let's take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. So she frees me now. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words nor thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now? Step into the infinite. Let's ask.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she stepped forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Slay the princess, the Pristine caught. And I'm gonna leave the credits here so that you can take a look at them. Well, that was a wild ride. So I guess the themes of this game could refer setting oneself free in more ways than one. At some point during my gameplay, I thought that this was a story about a very depressed person who has chained their hope in the basement, in the cellar, and whose fear is stopping them from freeing their hope from getting out of this self-constructed prison that we are in. I wonder what other story paths there are that we still haven't encountered. We saw the more feral side, more cruel side of our princess, and then we saw the gentle and kind-hearted side still holding on to hope. We were both prisoners, but from the very beginning, it was quite clear that we were very similar. If we think about people in general, we all consist of many different parts. We are all made of various different pieces. All of us experience these different feelings. Just like the entire fabric of this world holds so much beauty and cruelty at the same time. And here we can still see the path, or we can still see the trees having leaves. We can see the beginning, when the hill still looked like a hill. We need to undergo the difficult journey uphill in order to get to the cabin, in order to get to the place of transformation. But funnily enough, many birds also make nests in high places, and I wonder if that is also kind of our nest under the skies. Under the stars, something between sky and earth. So part of us was imprisoned. We had fragmented into many pieces. And still, when we look at the cabin right now, we can see light coming inside of it. She's part of us and she's the light. I guess there are many interpretations about what we encountered with this game. This game deals with many themes that kind of affect our everyday lives. Are we hopeful? Are we desperate? What is our perception of the world? How we want to see things? Do we want to be fearful? Do we want to be hopeful? We are all made out of different pieces, and we can be imprisoned by our minds, but within us there is also a possibility to set ourselves free, to free ourselves from our own chains. If you stuck with me the whole road this far, I'm very grateful for that. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for visiting this channel. What was your interpretation of all of this, of everything that we saw? Because here I am playing these games on my own, alone. You might have played this game already, you might have more knowledge about it than I do. I would love to read about your thoughts on this. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll meet you via some other video on this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. I'm just a small creator in the vast networky webby things of the interwebs. Take care, and I'll meet you via some other video on this channel. Bye bye!